Hey, Plant Empowered Woman Group, it's Vegan Coach Naomi, and here I am with Plant Power Pattie and Tricia, and we are getting ready for a cook, chat, and chow down, making creamy, dreamy, vegan, oil-free corn chowder.
Corn chowder.
Corn chowder. So as you pop on, let us know that you're here. Let us know what you want to learn about the Instant Pot. Let us know if you're a long-time listener or if you're new to the Plant Empowered Woman Group. Let us know if you have questions about the Instant Pot, and we're going to get started getting this in the pot first. That's the first thing we're going to do. Kilmara, nice to see you. Elizabeth, haven't seen you in a while on here. This is going to be a fun day of cooking. I hope that you guys are ready for this. Pattie, what is the reason why you wanted me to come over and cook this with you?
Because I was afraid of my Instant Pot. I bought it in the summer. I used it once, and I still felt like I needed some coaching with the Instant Pot, and I've been dying to make this corn chowder. So we thought it was a perfect way to use the Instant Pot again and make something delicious that I hadn't tried yet.
Yeah, so we're going to get started with that right away. I want to let you know that these two women are not just random here. They are members of the 12-week Plant Empowered Woman Weight Loss Group, and they are going to tell you their weight loss stories, and it's going to be amazing. Pattie has been since June, and Tricia has been only 8 weeks, and we are going to talk about what this food can do for you, okay? Linda says, I can't wait to hear about the corn chowder. Yes, I know, you guys, you just want to see me cook. Okay. Elisa, nice to see you. Nice to see you. All right, so let's get started. Pattie, what's first? Somebody read the recipe.
Okay, we need to put in the yellow onion.
Yellow onion. Okay, you guys love to watch me do the slicing with this. You're going to see how fast it is. And here I go.
Magic.
Yep. And boom, we're done. That's it. What else? What's next?
Next is 2 large garlic cloves.
2 large garlic cloves.
Shredded with the cheese grater.
I want to see how I can put this so that you guys can see me. I'm going to put this down just a little bit.
So you can see the counter.
Donna, nice to see you. We're making creamy, dreamy vegan corn chowder. All right, so we have these giant, and to, compare with my thumb, giant garlics. They're elephant garlic, and so in order to get a nice, even consistency in our soup, I use a cheese grater, because I ain't never going to use it for cheese again. So now I use it for ginger and I use it for garlic. So I hope that you guys can see me down here on the bottom.
Now I used to always buy the really small garlic, the little tiny ones, but one day I went shopping with Naomi and she introduced me to this big garlic.
Giant garlic.
It's called what? Elephant?
Elephant garlic.
Elephant garlic. So you can look for that in the grocery store, and the cloves are gigantic, so it's great for recipes.
It's great for recipes, and then it's easy to handle, right?
And easy to peel.
Easy to peel, and then if you had a big pieces, you could save the other half, and it's already ready for you. Awesome. So what I want you to see what this does is that, look, it makes this beautiful, finely chopped mess of garlic so that you don't have big chunks in your mouth. And you don't have to sit there mincing. You see how quick I did that? What's next?
Next, after the garlic, is 4 medium Yukon Gold potatoes, peeled and in 1-inch chunks.
Yes,
we already
did that.
We already did that.
So we definitely peel them because it makes for a smoother corn chowder.
And then it looks like this.
Yeah.
We cut them into little 1-inch cubes.
Tricia, since you're next to the freezer, could you grab the corn? Wherever it is, you find it. What's next? 1 red pepper diced. I'm going to use my handy dandy slicer again. Here we go. Let's see, I'll do it over here. And boom, you're going to see how quick this goes. Because I know that you guys love watching me do the slicer. And also, you'll see how quick we get this in the pot, right? Okay, what's next, Pattie?
After the corn, we have 1 red pepper, which you're doing.
I
1
did it.
carrot, 1 carrot diced.
Okay, and then it says 1 celery stalk diced, but Patty didn't see that, so we don't have celery, so we're going to do 2 carrots.
Yay.
Okay, so I'm going to use my slicer again, and I'm just going to go like boom, 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 like this. It's going to be so fast. And I get slower when I get to the end because I'm always very careful. So I start the carrot like this, on an angle, and boom, 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 boom. Okay, what's next?
We have the carrot. We have the tablespoon of parsley, finely chopped, which we've done. And a tablespoon of thyme, finely chopped. We've done that.
Right, we've done that.
And then we're going to go into some of the spices.
Okay.
So we have a teaspoon of garlic.
All right, so let's get this in. Let's get this in the pot first.
I'm gonna get the potatoes too.
Yeah, Tricia,
All right.
you want to get this in the pot? So
Sure.
I like to use these. So look how this looks, all chopped up like this. Isn't that look delicious, everybody? So I like to use these because you can bend them. So there you go.
Not only does it look delicious, it smells fantastic already.
Smells
Wow.
amazing. And there we go. That's done.
Beautiful.
Okay. What else?
I've got the potatoes
And here she comes. You see how it's the bent cutting boards work?
Yeah, this really works well. I used to only use like a wooden cutting board, and these are much better, especially for dumping a lot of ingredients into a pot. And then we've got the spices and the potatoes here. You want to
Go ahead, pour them right in. All right, spices and potatoes. In the pot they go. So we'll put the pot over here now so you
Everybody
guys
can see it. Okay.
All right, now the corn's going in. Here comes Tricia with the corn.
Corn.
There you
How
go.
much corn?
The whole thing,
The whole
right?
thing,
32.
32
ounces. That's right.
It's corn
It's
chowder.
corn chowder.
Did I say it was corn chowder?
Corn chowder. There we go.
Okay, what's next? Garlic powder, right?
Yep.
And you want to pour this? We need 4 cups, so that's a 32-ounce box. So
Yep.
that's 4 cups. Boom.
And this, just so you know, this Progresso vegetable broth, it says vegetarian right on front. This is really, really good stuff because it has no fat in it.
No
Zero.
oil.
Yeah.
No oil and
Yeah.
no natural flavors and
Right.
0 fat.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just going to dump this in.
And I'm doing a teaspoon of Mrs. Dash, which have you used this before?
that
it
stuff is
really
great.
it's
I
like
have not.
it's like a
That
multi salt free
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mrs. Salty.
Yes, I-
Salty, Mrs. Dash.
All right, so that's going in.
Yay.
Then we need garlic powder,
Yeah.
1 teaspoon.
Teaspoon of garlic
I like
powder.
it very garlicky, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Be generous with
I'm
the
gonna
garlic.
be generous with the garlic. Plus, we had all that garlic going in. What else? Half a teaspoon of pepper. How do you guys feel about pepper?
I love
Love
pepper.
it.
Love it?
Pepper. Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, so then we'll just put more than half. What else? What's next?
The
Garlic powder, thyme. Got it all. Next
got
page.
it all.
Are we in?
We're in.
We're in. Okay, so we need a big
because we do the garbanzo flour later, right?
Yes, that
Okay.
goes later.
All right.
All right,
I got my
so
big
let's-
spoon. I have a really big one if you need it.
All right, so then you're gonna get this all
Mushed together.
mushed together.
So the flavors can blend when
Yep.
it's cooking.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see when you make this at home. Donna says, "Love it! I buy them already." Which one? The elephant garlics? Which one do you already buy already? So you're gonna see when you make this soup that the liquid comes only just to the very tip of the ingredients. And that's how you want it. That's how you make a nice thick chowder. All right, so now lots of people are that elephant garlic, definitely. So lots of people are, a little wary of the Instant Pot. So why is that, do you think? Why do you think?
For me, it was the fact that it gets pressurized. For me, it was the fact that it gets pressurized, and I was afraid I guess I was afraid that I would take the top off too soon and it would like blow up in my face. I mean,
Anybody else think that? Anybody else think that that's what's going to
I
happen?
think
Like,
because of the stovetop, and that was a big concern, but now with the electric pressure cookers, they've got safety features and you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
yeah. So Donna, you were one who said you got your Instant Pot, but you were flustered by it, so you gave it away. So I'm sorry about that, because now after you see this soup, you're going to want one again.
That's right. I was intimidated by all the buttons. I have another pressure cooker that's just turn it on, turn the dial for time, and you go. And that's another electric pressure cooker. Then I got this as a second one, and I use them both all the time. But when I first got the Instant Pot, I was intimidated because of all the buttons.
So this has a lot of buttons on it. That is true. Okay, so the one that she's talking about, set the time, is the pressure level button. You just press that one and set the time, or the pressure cook button. You just set that one and set the time. But today, and you'll see all of my recipes, my soups and stews and all of those things, it all tells you exactly how to set the Instant Pot. And most of mine, what you do is you just press the soup button, and that's it.
Easy.
Yeah. So it has an arrow here, and then there's an arrow that it corresponds with on here, and that's how you... It's closed, and it sings to you.
It sings.
And which is sealing here?
Back. Towards the back.
Back, toward the back. Yours is different than mine. Are you sure? I can't read it.
Yeah.
So in my Instant Pot,
Okay.
then
to
you
show
have
that
forward.
it's sealed, or if you're releasing pressure, it's the same color. It's black on black. And I used a Sharpie, a white Sharpie.
That's smart.
And just on
mine
the
is
release,
too.
so
Yeah.
that I could see it.
Oh, because mine is sealing in the middle, and both the sides are vented. So all you have to do is put it in the middle.
middle.
Yeah, mine
Okay.
is. Like, see mine? You can see it's like three-dimensional, but it's
I'm
all
trying
black,
to look
so
at
it's hard
what's
to
the-
see.
What are the
Let's see.
colors?
So that, I need more light.
Seal. Yeah.
There you go. And it's
Seal.
sealed.
Okay, so that's sealed. Okay.
All
So
right, we're
that's
good,
it.
everybody.
That's
We're
it.
good.
So,
We got it.
because the Instant Pots, you know, every year they come out with a new model. This is not my model. So, yeah, sealing. Here it is. Sealing is with all of the steam like that. Okay, so we're all set with that. So we're going to press the soup button. And I'm actually going to take it down a few. We don't really need to have it in that long. I'm going to maybe put it to 22. You don't have to do that. You just push the soup button and walk away. And that is it. So we're going to wait for it to go beep, 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 and let us know that it's on.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
And that's it.
Easy.
All right, Scarlett says, let's see what everybody's saying. Okay, now this is on, this is going. We'll put this here. Now we can have a chat. All right, so let's see. Donna says, yes, exactly. I guess you're afraid of it blowing up, right? Scarlett says, I still haven't used mine yet. So get on my website, look at my soup recipes, which is one of these, and work with the soup button until you're ready to do any of the other things. The other thing that the Instant Pot comes with is a manual.
I'll show you mine. It's right here.
Yeah, and it has a chart that shows you, like, if you want to cook rice, or you want to cook oatmeal, or you want to cook all the different kinds of dried beans in it. Here's the book.
It has a lot of good tips in there.
Where is the chart?
Oh, I know where it is.
Oh, this is not the
I have
part with the chart.
I have the chart.
It's okay. It has a chart in it. And so that's the one where you would use the pressure cook function. Now, it also has a rice function, a multigrain. You can cook oats in it just by pressing the porridge button. So, and soup, meat, and stew, the only difference is, you know, a few different minutes. So if you follow my recipes and it says just press the soup button, that's really all you have to do, and boom. Okay, we have no more mess going on the stove. We don't have to, like, look at this anymore. We don't have to do anything.
Won't heat up the kitchen in the summertime.
No, it
Oh,
won't do
that's
any
right.
of that.
That's a good point.
So you can put that away. So we're going to clean this up real quick. And I'm going to tell you, so when this is done cooking, we're going to use garbanzo bean flour, which is chickpea flour. and some plant milk, and we're going to whisk that up, and you're going to see it's going to become a cream, a thickener, and it's going to make it amazing. And we're going to do that also with the immersion blender. So whenever I want to make things creamy, I'm going to stick this immersion blender right in the pot so that whatever you have in the pot, it becomes cream of whatever. So what do we have in our pot? Potatoes, corn, carrots. It's going to get all creamy and yellow and amazing. All right. Scarlett says you still haven't used hers. Amy says she's afraid of things overcooking. Okay, so everything here on the Instant Pot is timed. So you always have to follow the timings, right? I mean, if you don't follow the timing on the rice, then yes, it will get mushy.
A good rule of thumb is when you're pressure cooking, it's 1/3 of the time if you were not pressure cooking.
Oh, I did not know
that's
that.
That's a good rule of thumb.
I did not know that because I literally follow the instructions in the book.
I've converted some non-pressure recipes over to pressure recipes, and it's 1/3 the time. Spaghetti sauce that used to be all day on the stove to cook down. Now it's as little as 10 minutes, but I usually do 30 minutes.
Yeah, to make it
and
really
it's delicious.
good. It's delicious. So I also have a spaghetti sauce recipe that we do in the Instant Pot, and we press the soup button and walk away. All right, Scarlett says, glad to see you are doing this so I can see how the pressure cooker works. Plus, I love corn chowder. Donna says, all those buttons. Okay, so don't worry about all the buttons. Just use 2 buttons, the soup button and the pressure cook button, because the pressure cook button is how you can easily do different kinds of rices and all the dried beans. I do all my beans that way. Okay, Amy says, thank you, that rule of thumb helps. I know. All right, so we've got all of that done. So,
I'll just give one more tip that I learned.
Yes.
If you're using a recipe that was not for a pressure cooker recipe, but it's one you had and you just don't want to do it on the stove, the seasonings will be, you have to add more seasonings. So either you add more seasonings and then pressure cook it, or after you cook it, then you add your seasonings and then just give it like 5 minutes to blend. But that was something I learned.
That's a really good good point. Also, in the pressure cooker, it needs less liquid. So that's why, like, whatever soups I'm saying to make, I say if you make it in the pressure cooker, you want to reduce it by 2 cups or whatever of liquid. But nobody's asking you to remember all these things. A good thing to do is to follow Instant Pot recipes when you first start out, because then it will tell you how to do it. And you don't have to remember, reduce the water and this and that. You find an Instant Pot split pea soup and do it like that. Okay? So, and all of my soup recipes do have Instant Pot instructions. So that's goingveganforhealth.com, and you just click on oil-free recipes, and you'll be able to scroll the pictures looking for, what you would like. So, where's my water? There we
here.
go. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little. Hey, Deb, how are you? If you guys are just popping on, you might have missed. So let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're a long-time listener. Let me know if you're new to these live streams. They're so much fun. It's called a Cook, Chat, and Chow Down, and that's where we get together and we cook together. And so the cool thing is that if you're just popping on now, we already sliced all this up and got it in the pot. You okay?
Yeah, I'm right. I swallowed some water the wrong way.
Okay. So so then you'll be here to see us unveil this, because we already got it in the pot. If you're just hopping on, you missed us getting it into the pot, but you'll see us unveil it, and you'll see how we turn it into a very chunky stew into a super creamy, dreamy chowder. And that's the part I think you are all going to want to see, right? So Kevin and Jenna had this on the retreat. What did they say about it?
They said it was awesome. Kevin was telling me that it was one of the things that you made on the retreat, one of the evenings, and he said, oh yeah, I know that corn chowder. He goes, it's really good.
It's really good. It's really, and here's the thing. There's no cream in it. There's no oil in it. There's nothing fattening. There's not even high fat ingredients in it like nuts or anything else. So when you eat this, your body sucks it in and uses all the nutrients and makes you feel so good. Plus the fact that you're eating corn and potatoes that you love makes this like the greatest thing ever. And that's why this way of eating works 100% of the time. So that's another reason we wanted to show you this recipe. So, so should we like go sit down somewhere? You want to go sit down? Well, then I have to take the whole thing everywhere.
Take what?
The plug and everything. So, so let's just stay right here for a while.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I want to introduce you to Pattie, and I want you to hear her story. Pattie, what did you used to call yourself? It's in your head. And us women, we're so mean to ourselves.
I know.
Forgetting about what we've done to each other our whole lives, right?
Yeah.
Mean girls and all of that. What do we say to ourselves?
Well, for years I joined Weight Watchers over and over again.
Who else is a repeat Weight Watchers?
Yeah.
How many times?
I lost count.
Yeah, several.
And every time I would lose the weight and gain it back.
Let us know if that's happened to you. If you're a repeat Weight Watchers, do you want to talk later? Are you okay to talk?
Yeah, I have this tickle in my throat right now.
Okay. Keep drinking.
I'll keep drinking my water.
Okay.
So every time I would fall off the wagon, I had this thing in my head.
Lots of rejoining, she's saying.
Yeah,
Donna's
nobody
saying.
ever said this to me, but I used to say to myself, I used to call myself Fatty Pattie.
Aww.
And it was like something in my head, and it was like negative self-talk, so I would sabotage myself over and over again. So about 3 years ago or so, I went vegan, and but I was a junk food vegan.
You too?
Yes, me too.
Yeah. What does that mean? Tell us what that means.
A junk food vegan is somebody who eats tofurkey sandwiches, a bag of potato chips.
Hold on.
They're vegan.
Joanne is saying, that's me. Jeannie's saying me. Are you saying junk food vegans? Here's two ladies tell you their story.
Yeah.
Fake meat, fake cheeses.
Oh yeah, the Chow cheese, which tastes delicious, and I'd make Chow cheese grilled cheese sandwiches and use the vegan butter. It was all vegan, but I wasn't losing the weight, and I wasn't getting the health results that I wanted. Now,
what did you think when you?
Same for me. I was thought I was making a better choice over the standard American diet, and instead of losing weight, I was gaining weight.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the vegan junk food is not a health food. It is not a health food.
And I was not eating potato chips, although I love them.
I ate potato chips.
I was fake meat, fake cheese, fruits, vegetables, grains.
Yeah, the Gardein products.
If I was going to be a junk food vegan, I would just choose potato chips all day long.
I love
Who's
potato chips.
Who's with me on potato
I
chips?
love potato chips.
All right, so hold on. Scarlett says, been there, done that with the junk food vegan. Sarah, hey Sarah, we're going to see you on our weight loss group meeting in about an hour. Okay, so Scarlett says, been there with the junk food vegan. Jeannie says, I've sabotaged myself so many times. Joanne says, Weight Watcher repeater.
Yep.
Yeah, listen, okay, so Pattie, let's keep going.
Yeah, so just to continue, so I was...
Sarah?
I was having potato chips at lunchtime with the tofurkey sandwiches and lemonade, drinking lemonade. I was eating vegan. And the interesting thing is, I would go to the doctor, and I started seeing results in my blood work.
In the beginning.
Yeah. My cholesterol started to come down because when I went vegan, I was not ingesting cholesterol anymore. So I was seeing some positive results. My blood pressure medicine was cut in half by my doctor. But
that's amazing. Though.
I know.
Even that's amazing.
I know. But I wasn't losing weight. I was still in my head, Fatty Pattie. Aww. So anyway, I decided last summer, I'm a teacher, so I decided I wasn't working last summer, so I decided to spend the summer committed to myself to bump up my vegan lifestyle to the next level, and to really start seeing the results that I wanted. And I had been on the Facebook big group watching some of Naomi's live casts and things like that, and my son and my daughter-in-law, they know Naomi and from Solutionary Species.
Yeah,
and
we put on all the veg fests and things like that together, the
And-
Nature Ninja Run,
Yeah.
and all kinds of vegan events locally. So.
And I had gone to the Veg Fest, so I was educating myself. So I thought, this is it. I'm going to make the commitment to my health. I have the summer off to do this. So I reached out to Naomi.
Kevin said, just so you know, Kevin texted me. He's like, my mom's calling you.
"Oh yeah." My
I
mom.
was like, what, am I in trouble?
So I reached out to Naomi and I made the commitment for coaching, and I did the personal coaching because I needed help in the kitchen. I was never a good cook. My children will tell you that I'm not known for my culinary skills, and in fact the joke growing up was, "Mom, what are you burning for dinner tonight?"
Oh no.
So I started working with Naomi, and it just opened a whole new world to me. And not only did I bump up my vegan lifestyle to a much healthier way of eating, but I discovered I could make these fantastic dishes, and the weight just started to like fall off. I mean, week one, the weight started to fall off, and
A pound a week steadily since June.
I'm down 25 pounds right now.
Yeah.
So, and I'm still going.
Still going,
Yep.
still going. So what was it like when I first came and we first started cooking? Like, what happened? What did you?
I had bought a house a year ago, and
By the way, every time I hear people's stories of when they first adopt a whole food plant-based diet. Like, if you guys ever watched the live stream with Stephen Rowe, what happened to them the first meal they had, that was hilarious when they made the black bean burgers and didn't cook them, or God knows what else. The funniest thing happened. So go ahead. She just moved.
So I just moved, and I hadn't unpacked my boxes, and so Naomi, who's like really, really patient with me, she was really patient with me. She came over, and we did the kitchen clean out, and she said, "What are all these fruit juices in your refrigerator?" And so I told her that I used to drink a lot of diet soda, a lot of Diet Coke, and
Who else here has been a diet soda addict? Let us know if you've been a diet soda addict or a regular soda addict.
yeah. So I
Or you're making the mistake that Patty's talking about right now.
yeah, well, the way I got myself off the Diet Coke was I started buying seltzer, the LaCroix seltzer, and I would put a splash, which sometimes was a big splash,
A half of the glass.
of cranberry juice. And it said on the bottle was 100% fruit juice, so I thought it was healthy. And then I would squeeze fresh lemon in it, and that was my drink of choice. So I was, Naomi went in my refrigerator, and she's like, "Get rid." I probably had 5 or 6 bottles
A
of
lot of different flavors.
fruit juices in
Yeah.
there.
You need variety.
Yeah, exactly.
Carlin says she's a previous soda addict. Tell us, how did you get off of it?
Oh yeah.
How did you get off of it?
So, but Naomi was really patient, especially the day she came over to cook with me, and she said, "Where's your vegetable peeler?" And I said, "I don't know. I didn't even have a vegetable peeler in my kitchen." Well, it was in a box, but I just hadn't unpacked it. But
Yeah,
I
you
was,
hadn't unpacked
But I was buying the Gardein and the
Yeah, tell them what you were eating.
Yeah, I was buying the frozen Gardein and throwing it into a skillet with olive oil and some vegetables and making stir fry. And I was eating the Smart Dogs,
Ugh.
the vegan hot dogs,
Yeah.
and all those things. I didn't need a vegetable peeler.
Jean says, "I'm not a soda drinker or a juice drinker. Water is my drink of choice."
Yay.
This is great to know, because everybody has a different reason why they're so overweight on the standard American diet, or even on a vegan diet. Even
Right.
vegetarian and vegan, everyone has their different things. Some people are sugar eaters, some people are cheese eaters, some people are like, "Oh, I don't eat that much oil." You know, so everybody's different about what they tell themselves about why they're overweight. Melissa Ann Turner says, I quit soda 15 years ago. Tell us how you did it.
Wow, that's
because
awesome.
I do not recommend the the fruit juice way.
No. I don't drink fruit juice at all anymore. Now I just drink water with fruit in it. With fruit in it. And that's what all I drink now.
So when I first came to do the kitchen clean out at Pattie's, it was a lot. There was like 2 or 3 different kinds of butter, 2 or 3 different kinds of cream cheese, vegan cream cheese, vegan butter. There was all of those fruit juices. There was all of that Gardein. There was all kinds of packaged foods, and it was a lot. It was a lot, but it really showed what the food was doing. The food was not allowing you to lose weight. It was not allowing your blood pressure to come down any further.
Right.
So what changed it for you? We did a lot of this cooking together. What else?
Well, I learned that, first of all, I learned that I could cook. And it was fun. And it was easy. And the food was fantastic. And then I immediately, in week 1, I started seeing the weight come off. And it was just so motivating. And
so how much weight have you lost since June?
25 pounds.
25. And Tricia, you've been in my 12-week Plant Empowered Woman weight loss group since August.
End of August.
End of August. So it's been 8 weeks?
8 weeks.
How much have
12 pounds.
12 pounds. And we were talking about your first week before.
Yes.
What? Tell us about your first week.
So my first week, I lost 5 pounds, which I was thrilled, but I was certainly not expecting it because, again, I was already vegan. I was a junk food vegan. I was already vegan, so I thought, well, I'll lose a couple pounds my first week. So I was really surprised at what the junk food and the oil was doing to me, to my body.
You didn't really realize how easy it was to lose the weight as soon as you stopped. And she really committed. You joined that group and you did that clean out and you
I did. I'm all in. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's going on here. Melissa says, I quit 15 years ago, the soda. Carlin says, honestly, I just said no more. I already drank a lot of water, so it was easy to quit soda.
Good.
I have heard and worked with people, and it's not always so easy, so count your lucky stars. Now I just drink water. You mentioned LaCroix. Is that good or bad? So the regular seltzer is plain seltzer is fine. We don't want to drink those flavored waters because they are not natural flavors. If you want seltzer with fruit in it, make your own seltzer and put your own fruit in it. You don't buy the flavored ones. Does that make sense? Jean says, fantastic weight loss, ladies. Congratulations. Carlin says, I was a junk food vegan also. We have a lot of junk food vegans on here, and I want to help turn that around. I want you guys to embrace the plant foods, the natural plant foods, so that you can get that weight loss and that kind of a health turnaround that you really, really, really want. So what else really worked for you, Pattie, when we went shopping to Publix?
Well, we did a shopping day together. We went to Publix, and
that was funny.
It was fun. It was fun. We read labels. We read
all damn day long.
For like 2 hours, we read labels in Publix. People thought we were crazy. But Naomi showed me how to look at the fat and the fiber and all the ingredients, and to really read the ingredients. I still make mistakes, but that made a huge difference for me, is reading all those ingredients.
Because we think we already know how to read labels. Like, we're looking for what were you looking for before? When you thought
I was looking for milk, cream.
Yep.
Milk and cream, okay.
Right, or egg. And then because a lot of bread has milk and eggs in it.
Yes, it does.
And you have to look at the labels.
Right.
Yeah.
But like regular people on the standard American diet, they're looking for BHT and natural, artificial preservatives and stuff. That's important, but really the most important thing is the fat and the oil,
the oils,
and the artificial flavors and colors, and you really want to get a handle on that first. And so I've heard over and over what a difference that makes. Another one of the ladies in the weight loss group, Susie, she texted me one time. She said, "Oh my God, I just watched the shopping video. I've been reading labels my whole life, but I just got schooled," she said, because she learned how really to do it.
Right.
Okay, Melissa says, "I never really liked it, so I just quit." Very good for you. That's wonderful. Carlin, yes, I thought it was natural flavored. So we don't want to drink the ones that say natural flavors, because we have learned that those flavors are not natural, or they would say what it was. Remember that when you see natural flavors,
say, what is it?
What is it?
The natural flavor?
If it was vanilla or lemon or garlic, they would say those things.
Yeah.
Okay, you just remember that. So, so that was a big deal. So what was it like weighing yourself every week? So we do a weekly weigh-in. What's that like?
Post your weight.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point now where I look forward to it.
Yeah, because it's so fun,
Yeah,
right?
it is. I know. I never thought I would say that. But, you know, as the pounds kind of start melting away, it's like, okay, it's Monday. Okay, the weigh-in is Wednesday, and you kind of look forward to it because for me, it's been consistent weight loss. I've just, you know,
it lets you know that your body is regulating itself and that you can trust your body. Because a lot of us, when we're overweight, and I remember how it was for me, I was racked with shame and guilt about what I was eating, and I didn't trust my body at all. I hated it.
And you don't want to get on a scale. I mean, you avoid a scale when you're overweight. You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
So you told me before that you would never tell anybody what you weigh before.
But now I do.
And now I do.
Now I do. I mean, I post it every week.
Yeah. So what's the difference between Fatty Patty and Plant Power Patty? What's the main differences?
Well, first of all, this way of eating is very liberating.
Yeah.
It's not hard, and it's very liberating. In the past, when I've been on Weight Watchers or weight loss programs, I felt so restricted. Like, you can't eat this, you can't eat that.
Police.
You have to weigh this, you have to measure this, and it's not something that's sustainable because you keep falling off the wagon, and then you feel bad about yourself.
You feel guilty and ashamed.
Then you feel
fat.
Exactly. I just find this lifestyle to be very liberating because you're eating the right things, the things that are good for your body, and you don't have to weigh or measure anything. And I think that's the first thing. And then you start feeling good. I used to keep Tums next to my bed. I used to keep Tums in the car, and I realized a few months ago that I haven't eaten a Tums in. It's been a really long time. Yeah. You start noticing those non-scale things, like your body is like healing itself.
Yeah.
So you start feeling more empowered. You feel like you have more control over your health, and you feel more powerful.
Yeah.
And more confident. And when you touched on that, for me, grocery shopping, I've always enjoyed grocery shopping because I love food. But I really enjoy grocery shopping now because I don't have to go through the whole darn store. It's so easy.
Oh,
I can completely ignore
section and the
that's right.
The rice.
And the rice and beans.
Yeah.
And it's so nice just to not even bother
with death row.
Death row. Yeah, I always call it death row where the meat is.
Yeah. Deborah says, Patty, did you have problems adjusting to just eating, not measuring? Good question, Deb.
Yes, I did.
I've heard that.
Psychologically, yeah, because if I made, like, for instance, the first week I was I was eating this way. I made Naomi's every which way rice and beans.
Beans,
salad.
Right.
That was the first thing I made, and I was eating a lot of it. And I'd be hungry, and I'd have seconds, and I was like, oh my gosh, should I have seconds?
What did I say about that?
And I would be nervous about it. because with this diet mentality that I always had, being with Weight Watchers, I always felt like you could only eat a certain amount. You had to weigh and measure it, everything, but you don't have to do that. So, but after a while, you start feeling more confident as you see the scale going in that downward trend. You realize that it's if you have seconds, it's not going to matter. It's what you're eating that matters. And
you can then trust
you can
yourself
trust it.
without that measuring.
Yeah, some days you're hungrier, and other days you're not. And,
that's right.
That's something for me to recognize, and I have seconds all the time, and I still lost 12 pounds in 8 weeks.
Yeah,
I have seconds all the time.
I don't.
And there's no guilt. That is
no guilt.
And you know, one time, and those three ingredient bean burgers.
Yeah.
I started making those almost immediately as well. And if I had like a vegetable sandwich for lunch, which I'll make sometimes with the Dave's Killer Bread and tomatoes, lettuce, hummus, I'll make like a vegetable sandwich, and then I'll think maybe I shouldn't have a roll with this bean burger tonight. So,
what happened that week that what were we doing where a whole bunch of people were we doing the daily intake food photos or was it before that
was the photos
and I saw a bunch of people eating bean burgers with no rolls.
And you said
what I say to you?
You said to me, "Where's the roll? Why aren't you having a roll?"
Don't we like a burger with a bun and all the stuff inside? I was like, "What's with you guys? You think you can't have bread?"
I know. So it's that it does take a while.
So I made everybody have bread with their burger. I made everybody have a burger, and then everybody lost weight that week.
That's right. but it does. I know exactly what you're saying, because that you have that diet mentality in your head, which you can get rid of. You don't have to think that way.
Deb, does that help? And did you notice Deb came to the Redo It retreat in August that we did at Goldhead Branch State Park? Deb, did you notice the size of the portions, or did you feel any of that freedom about what you were eating when you were there that weekend? Was that when you first got the spark of that? Christine says, I was a Tums addict too. Jean says, I'm making 3 ingredient burgers today when this is over, and I will add portobello mushrooms with rolls.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
And add a little avocado and onions and tomatoes and lettuce and
black
sprouts.
Olives. I like
she
black
adds olives, mustard, all the things.
Yep.
Denise says, it's so nice you don't have to worry about how much you're eating. That was amazing to me.
Yeah, that's liberating, isn't it?
Yeah. What kind of rolls are you using? I use Nature's Own whole wheat rolls because they don't include any honey or milk.
Yeah, be careful with the hamburger rolls. Just look at the ingredients. A lot of the hamburger rolls have milk and eggs in them. The whole grain ones, the whole wheat ones are the ones that are the best.
Yeah. Okay, Linda says, I pureed the burgers the first time. They were still delicious. Now I pulse them so they're chunky. Yes. Oh my God. The funniest things happen the first time.
I know.
It's literally
when
funny.
I did them with the corn that time, and I put the corn in the food processor.
Oh yeah. She did that too. Oh my goodness. Do you have any funny stories?
I'm not going to share today.
Linda says, Deb says, I felt guilty. Big plate. We had some big ass plates of food at that retreat, right? So we're getting ready to do that again this coming weekend, November 1st through 3rd at Devil's Den. We're doing the Cave Snorkeling Vegan Awakening. And so everybody on that retreat is all new to me. They are some people from this group that I haven't met face to face before, and many of them are vegetarians eating this way, and 2 are on the standard American diet, never ate this way before, totally vegan curious. So it's always so exciting.
Yeah, that is.
All right, Donna says, do you buy fresh veggies day to day? Heck no.
No, you don't have to.
No, heck no. Because when I try to buy bulk for a few days or weeks, it seems like a lot goes bad. So so what we do, it's coming up to pressure. What we do in the weight loss group is we learn how to make a menu. a simple menu. And maybe it has a few breakfasts, a few lunches, a few dinners, and a few snacks. And then we make a shopping list from that menu. And then we buy what we need to make all these things for a whole week. And so I find that there's not a lot of waste. And if you're wasting a lot of fruit, which you didn't mention, you mentioned vegetables, but I did 2 separate videos on what to do with fruit right before it goes bad when it's in the fridge. So you might want to, if you want me to tag you in that video, that was super fun. But definitely this way of doing a menu, this is what we do in the Plant Empowered Woman Weight Loss Group. We learn a whole new way. We don't use meal plans because they're very inflexible. Here it comes. Oh, and there it goes.
There's for your veggies, there's some recipes that are super flexible, and so just take everything out of the fridge and throw those veggies in with rice.
Yeah. And other veggies,
some beans or
other veggies last so long, like celery and carrots and onions and potatoes, all of those things. You know, you can buy frozen broccoli or frozen peas and keep those on hand. You don't have to buy fresh if you know, think you can't use it. Carlin says, which Dave's Killer bread? I use the green one with the less fat. The red one has way more fat. It's just not necessary.
Yeah, I always buy the green.
Same here, green.
Yeah. Carlin says, tag me too. You want to be tagged in the fruit video? Is that it? Do hashtag fruit videos with an S, because there's 2. It's part 1 and part 2, because it was really fun.
Another thing too is if you are bulk cooking.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about the vegetables going bad so quickly. Because if you cook like a
big amount,
like
then you've used it up. Yeah.
Like our casserole that you and I like with the peas and the broccoli.
Yeah.
Then you have that for several days.
You have it for several days. And so then that was a good question though.
Yeah, it was.
But also, Donna, you don't want to overbuy. Like if you're just one person in your house and you go to the farm stand and you buy like all of this stuff, you know, you want to buy only what you're going to be making. So you don't want to just buy a bunch of random produce and then say to yourself, well, I'll think about what to do with it. No, you want to have a plan first and then buy what you need for the plan, and then you'll have a lot less waste. Does that make sense? What else did I want to say about that? Oh, we use a menu and not an inflexible meal plan, because meal plans are inflexible, which means if on Monday I'm supposed to have this meal, but I got home late from work, or I don't have the ingredients that I need, or I don't feel like cooking because I'm tired, then you've blown your whole meal plan, and it leads to that whole shame and guilt and all of that stuff. So a menu means I've bought these ingredients for all of these things. I think I'll have this tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Or I made this last night, so I'm going to have this for lunch today. Easy peasy, boom, boom, boom. It's very much more flexible.
And Forks Over Knives magazine shows you how to do that. They actually, in the last edition, they showed you, like, you make this for dinner, and then the next day you have this for lunch. And they show you how to rotate that. There's a lot of good information.
So speaking about bread, I'm pretty damn excited. You know what this is?
Bread.
Sourdough bread.
Sourdough.
And Patty bought a 5-grain baguette. Look at that.
Our soup.
And we're going to be dipping this in our soup, because when you eat a whole food, plant-based, no oil way of eating, you can have whole grain breads. Yep. Sourdough is naturally vegan, as long as it does not have an egg wash, which typically it does not. That's not the way it's meant to be.
I'll start cutting that and putting it in a basket.
Yeah, start cutting that and putting it in a basket.
I will.
All right. So we'll put this here. And so, which do you like better, sourdough or multigrain? Because I cannot. Does this smell good or what?
Man.
And there's no holes in this, and it still smells. So I'm getting
fabulous.
pretty excited. So imagine creamy, dreamy corn chowder and crunchy, crispy bread. Do you want to toast this? Or no?
I like it plain. Do you want to toast it? Yeah.
Okay. Elisa is saying, I watched Game Changers with my 11-year-old daughter yesterday, and she is all on board to stop eating meat. Yay!
Wow.
I'm so excited, and now I need to work on my 14-year-old son. Did he watch that movie? Because it was a little more boy focused.
Yes,
It is boy oriented.
So another good idea is to now today, so she was excited yesterday, today watch Vegucated, which shows 3 families and how they go vegan. And then the next day watch Cowspiracy, which shows the environmental aspects of veganism. So, keep going. Don't let it,
What the health is a good one too.
Right, but here's the thing. 14-year-olds are not that really interested in their health. Unless they are very overweight or have a lot of acne, they may not be that interested in health, but they might be more interested in environment or saving animals or, realizing that the chicken that they're eating in their chicken nuggets was an actual cute chicken. Like once they make that connection, or they make the connection that the food is hurting the environment, or the way we produce the food hurts the environment, and the food is hurting their body. So you have to figure out what attracted her most. Elisa says, yes, I had to fast forward. Well, that's appropriate for your son, though, I think.
Yes,
Do you guys think that's appropriate
Yes.
for a 14-year-old?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Donna says, oh, I forgot to tell you, I finally watched Forks Over Knives. Okay, Donna, what did you think about that? How is that going to push you forward on your plant-based path? What did you most learn from that? Elisa says he did not want to watch it. Well, maybe he was embarrassed in front of you.
Yeah.
I think
good point. That's true.
That's true.
Have
Maybe-
him get together with a couple of friends, guys.
a couple of guy friends, or offer to put it on and walk out of the room. Say, you know what? This is for you to watch. I don't need to watch that. You don't
I've
have to
already
watch
watched it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlin says, corn chowder recipe, I missed you making it. Okay, so the recipes, I will make sure I post this recipe in the post when we're done with this live stream. You'll get to see in exactly 19 minutes, it's already counting down. So once this comes to pressure, it starts to count down. So you will get to see us make it all creamy. We're going to be adding the garbanzo bean flour and plant milk mixture, and we're going to be using the immersion blender to turn it into creamy, dreamy corn chowder. So you'll get to see that, and I will make sure that I post the recipe. Okay? Elisa says, maybe I'll try again. Yeah, say, why don't you invite a friend over? You guys can watch this, and I will go out of the room during that part. I don't need to be there for you. That's for you. You're a guy. You watch that. Okay, so Tricia,
Yes.
let's talk about you. So Tricia just got back from a trip to
Yes.
Iceland. What was that like? You've only been doing this whole food, plant-based, oil-free way of eating for 8 weeks. What was that like?
It was easier than I thought it would be. The first part of our trip, we were
Iceland.
and first of all, Iceland. It's an island. I learned a lot about it.
Iceland is green and Greenland is ice.
Yes.
That's
what I know.
right. Yeah, that's right. It's the opposite.
That's very
yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, by the way. Yes, I would recommend checking it out if you ever have the opportunity. But so when we were in the country, we were able to go on the way. We were able to stop at a store and get a couple things to make dinners, and so that made it pretty easy. But then during
beans.
we did
vegetable.
pasta with a bunch of veggies.
Yeah.
One night we made a bean chili. Another night over rice. So that made it easy. But of course, you're out and about, right? That's why you're on vacation. And there.
Okay.
So so breakfast was easy also because I would just do avocado toast typically.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we were out all day, I was able to find vegan wraps, a couple options of vegan wraps there.
And you said veggie burgers, right?
And veggie burgers were
Yeah.
everywhere. And then we picked up trail mix and some other things to have in our backpack. And so it was very doable. I stressed out quite a bit over it, and I really did not need to. But
Yeah,
I was prepared.
Well, we did talk together, and we did try to make a plan for what to look for, right? You were like, it's gonna be foreign food. I was like, no, it's gonna be vegetables and beans and rice.
Yeah, Naomi said they have grocery stores. I'm like,
They
well,
have beans.
Of course they do. And then when the last half of our vacation, we were in the city, the capital city of Reykjavik, and that was super easy. They had, I think they're much more advanced than at least our area here in Florida for veganism. There were tons of options. There were vegan-only restaurants. It was amazing.
So it wasn't so hard to do.
Not at
and
all.
you came back and you didn't gain any weight. Nothing happened.
No.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was
Nothing
awesome.
happened. That was like when I went on my cruise too. We
Tell
just
them about
planned.
the cruise.
Yeah,
Come
come
over
on
here.
in. Tell them about that cruise.
Yeah. Well, back in June when I had first started working with Naomi, I was going on a cruise with some friends, and I was real nervous about the cruise because there's food everywhere on a cruise. But Naomi and I put it in the other room.
Oh, damn it.
She wants a snack.
She wants a piece of bread. So Naomi and I came up with a plan, and
It was a good plan, too.
It was a great plan, and you'd be surprised on a cruise you can do this. I mean, they have tons of fruit options for breakfast. They had oatmeal for breakfast. They had lots of good things that you could have, for every meal. And then at night when we went to the main dining room, I spoke to my waiter the first night, and I said that I told them, the way, the kinds of things I wanted to eat. And every night before we left the dining room, he'd bring me the menu for the next day, and he'd say, okay, what would you like for tomorrow night? And they fixed everything the way I wanted it. They were great. They were just great, and I didn't gain an ounce on my cruise.
So, tell everybody, what was it like when I first said, you needed to talk to your waiter. You need to ask the pizza place for what you want. You need to talk to the waiter and ask for what you want. What was that like? What Fatty Patty didn't like asking?
I didn't like to ask for things because I didn't want to be a troublemaker.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cause trouble, and I didn't want to draw attention to myself. I was always very nervous about that. That's just, who I am. I remember the first time I went to do my pizza homework, I went into the pizza
We have
place.
pizza homework in this weight loss group.
And yes, we can eat pizza.
You can eat pizza! Yay! I think we should do the pizza thing, the three of us at Mellow Yellow.
Oh,
Would that be a riot?
Mellow mushroom.
Mellow mushroom.
That would be
funny.
You guys want us to have a pizza cook chat and chow where there's no cooking and it's just chatting and chowing
That
down?
would be a blast.
Oh, yeah.
We could film it right from Mellow Mushroom.
that'd be
But
fun.
anyway, the first time I went to get my,
But I
my
digress.
pizza, I know I got off track. Made me think of it because Trish and I were to go out for pizza. But so the first time I went to get my pizza, my hands were shaking. I was actually shaking. I was so nervous.
I remember you told me.
I know, but
because you had to ask the chef what?
I had to say to the chef I wanted the, but when I got there they had on the menu a vegetarian pizza, which was all the vegetables already, but I had to say no cheese, and they kind of looked at me funny at first because most people that's what they love the most about pizza is the cheese, but I said no cheese, and then the girl that was working there said, well, then we're not going to put the pizza sauce on because that has a little Parmesan in it. She goes, we'll use our marinara sauce.
See?
It was easy. Yeah.
Yeah, so we always ask, what's in the sauce. Always ask what's in the sauce. What was your first pizza like as a whole food plant-based?
Pizza was amazing, and it was Mellow Mushroom. And they offer a vegan cheese, and so they did tell me, we offer a vegan cheese.
Yeah,
and
I always say no.
I said, no, thank you. And then I added artichokes. And what's nice is I've been to a couple pizza places now, and when you're taking the cheese off, they'll do the add-on at no charge. And so I always try to add on another veggie or double up on a veggie that they have. And it was delicious.
Thank you.
I'm so happy that I can eat pizza guilt-free. Even my husband now will question, are you sure we can have pizza? Yes, Mark, think about it. It's all veggies, and then
it's flour and sauce and veggies.
And then
there's nothing there.
What if all of this was on pasta? We don't question that. So it was delicious.
I had a woman in one of the weight loss groups, I would say about a year ago, and she was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
She was literally like,
Terrified.
I'm not eating junk food that's pizza.
Oh.
And I was like, do you trust me? Have you already lost weight eating this way? Would I have you eat something that is going to make this worse for you or harder for you? Or am I here to make things easier and better for you? Is there something you could learn from this? And she was like, well, I'm not doing it. And I said, okay, then, then don't do it. And so she went and she talked about it with her son, I think, who encouraged her to join the weight loss program and to do all the things. Because when you join the weight loss program, you're not really just going to pick and choose this and that, because you won't get the same benefits as somebody like Pattie and Tricia,
right.
who comes to every meeting, does every worksheet, does all the things, right?
That's right.
So her son said to her, just do it and see what happens. And she went to that pizza place and she got that vegetarian pizza with no cheese with all those vegetables on it. And she posted about it in the group. It was the biggest celebration ever. And it was also a celebration of breaking through that dieting mindset where you can't have all these things that you love. You can't have it. And she realized that she was thinking about it all the wrong way. And so it was a big breakthrough, even though it seems like, well, just go order a vegan vegetarian pizza and go talk to the chef. And you think it's a simple thing, but it really means a lot more.
Yeah.
Everybody is saying, yes, pizza, yes, pizza. Pizza. Yeah, show us
the
how
best.
to do the pizza. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
We'll go to Mellow Mushroom, and that would be fun.
So what did you learn, Tricia, when you watched that How to Read Labels and the shopping video in the group?
Yeah.
What did you learn from that?
I learned quite a bit because I thought I was good at reading labels.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I was really not well informed as a vegan.
Uh-huh.
So for me, natural flavors, I just didn't even think twice about that. I'm like, okay, natural flavors.
Right.
Awesome.
The word natural.
And then
It's
again,
natural, right?
It's natural.
fools you.
Yeah.
And then,
But what is it really doing?
it's
those natural
well,
flavors?
It's not natural. It's
Number one.
number one.
Number two.
And number two, I don't know what you mean by what is it really
So
doing.
what it really does is those natural flavors are actually heightened taste.
Yes.
They provide for a heightened taste, so they want things to taste better than they really are. So they're saltier, they're tastier. They have that MSG.
It's a component to make the processed food
Addicting and to taste even better.
Yeah.
So when we say when we see natural flavors on a label, we don't want to eat that because we want to bring our taste buds back into line with the best thing, like an apple. So that when we eat an apple, we're like, oh my God, that's so sweet and juicy.
Yeah.
When we eat watermelon, we think it's the best damn thing ever. What's your thing that you love?
Watermelon's mine.
Salt.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Salt. So
Oh, that's not what you meant.
That's not what she meant.
Jean says, I'm getting hungry. June's on. Yay, June. And Elisa. So
Label reading.
Label
And the
reading.
other thing for me was olive oil. Or not just olive oil, but any oil
Any
because
oils.
I thought that had been fine. And now that I'm reading, it's in darn everything.
Everything.
It's like sugar that's in everything.
Everything.
Corn byproducts. It's sadly oils and a lot of things.
Yeah.
right. So the more whole food plant-based components that we cook with, like we just made this thing, the better. And you will find that even this sourdough bread has a much smaller ingredients list, and most of it is flour, yeast, right?
Yeah.
And that's it. And cornmeal. So the least amount of ingredients the better, and we really learn how to Jean says fresh pineapple. Me too. Pineapple and honeydew melon are my favorite things. But when we were on the hoodoo hiking thing with Kevin and Jen, every day we took apples in the backpack. And I'm going to tell you, and you probably can relate because you were out and about,
Right.
when we were hiking in those canyons, right, Zion and Bryce Canyon, and like several hours had gone by and it wasn't lunch, we were done with lunch or whatever, and you honk into one of those apples, it was literally the juiciest, sweetest thing. Plus it gives you that sugar you need to keep hiking. It was the greatest thing ever. So Scarlett said, yes, oil is still so tough, especially when eating out. So how often do we eat out now? How has that changed for you? What do you think about it?
I try to limit it.
Because why?
Because it's really hard to control the oil. The oil is the trickiest part, and you can go out and you can choose something really. I mean, I've done really well going out to eat and choosing really good things, but you never know how much oil is in the food. That's the big challenge. So I try to only go out maybe once a week.
Same here.
Eat out
I go out
once a
maybe
week.
once a week.
And I've gotten
What
so
about
I
you?
enjoy making stuff at home too. So
We usually would eat out once a week before going vegan, and so we're still about once a week. And then also I've got business travel. But what I try to do is know restaurants that you tend to go to the same restaurants. So I just talk to the restaurant once and figure out a couple things that I can have, and then that's done. And we just say, oh, what restaurant do we want to go to this week?
The other thing we do in this weight loss program is we have an entire session all about restaurants, and we talk about which restaurants can you go and have an oil-free, completely oil-free, like sushi.
yeah.
Completely oil-free. If you know that in the back of your head, and people are like, oh, let's meet for dinner, where should we go? You're like, how about we go to Wasabi's? You know, how about we go have sushi? And everybody's like, oh, I love sushi. And boom,
Yeah,
in the back of
then
your
you're good.
head, you know what you can get there.
Right.
It's the same with like a Mexican restaurant
Yeah,
where you
Mexican.
know.
Yeah, I've been to Mexican before, and gotten done very well with the veggie fajitas, and then for my side dish, get rice and beans. I mean, you can make good
Vietnamese
choices.
restaurants.
Yeah, you make good
So
choices.
what we do in that session is we look at a menu from a typical restaurant and we talk about what could we get, what could we put together. So Donna is saying, can you remake Indian recipes to fit plant-based without losing flavor? Of course. But in the very beginning, if you took any of my classes or you were a member of this weight loss group, you would know that I say to stick with whole food, plant-based, no oil recipes, a very simple recipes to begin with, because you want to learn this way of eating and cooking, and then once you've got it really down, if you want to branch out and try to fiddle around with recipes, because fiddling around with recipes that have oil and animal products is difficult, number one, because it may not come out good, and number two, you don't want to keep looking at the word oil, the word ghee, the word butter, the word cream, the word eggs. You don't want to keep looking at that. So if you stick to whole food, plant-based, no oil recipes, that makes it a lot easier.
Keeps you focused.
Does that make sense, Donna? Carlin says, so any of you make seitan, is homemade okay? Depends on the recipe, sure. Jean says, baked potato with veggies and salsa. Great idea, Jean. Great idea. So we got 4 more minutes on the pot. And I want to ask these ladies a couple of questions that I think that you will like to hear the answers to, because many of you, this might give anybody an inspiration. So, what's the one piece of advice you'd give someone desperate to turn their health around and considering a whole food plant-based diet? So one piece of advice.
Don't wait. Go ahead. Go for it, you'll realize how easy it is.
So, what's something that causes you to wait a long time that you struggled with in the beginning?
I did. I was really just making excuses. I would tell myself, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. These other things are more important.
What were the other things?
The other things were
your
work.
husband.
It was for other people and not really putting myself first. And so that, yes. So go for it, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's easy. I think I made it something bigger than it really was. Okay, if you've ever seen the video of Judy,
who's 70 years old, who weighed 242 pounds when she came to the weight loss group. If you've ever seen the video of her, she's now lost, I believe, 50 or 60 pounds, and she's still losing. One of the biggest things that she said was, don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait until you're 70. If you're 50, if you're 40, if you're 30, this is the best thing you're ever going to do in your whole life, and I wish that I had known.
Me too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Time flies by.
Yeah.
When you just, tomorrow turns into months. And
What did it turn into a
it
year
turned
for you?
into almost 2 years for me. Yeah, year and a half.
So,
Yeah.
so Tricia was telling me she first met me at a cooking demo at Nature's Food Patch, and then how long was it before?
It was yes, met Naomi, got signed onto your Facebook group, and it was a year and a half of me trying to do things myself, and
Your
it just
way.
wasn't working.
Right.
And then that number on the scale got to the highest it had ever been, and that was it. I just stopped making excuses and reached out to Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the one most important piece of information you learned about adopting a whole food plant-based program that made it work for you? It's the one thing you learned.
That cooking was fun.
Cooking is fun.
Yeah.
Many women come into this thinking, I don't like to cook. I'm bad at cooking. I don't like vegetables. I won't, they have all these kinds of fears,
Yeah.
right? And it's really just doubts, self-doubt, right?
And not only are the recipes fun to cook, but they're so easy. So
Right.
And they're delicious.
Yeah, they're so easy. Ooh.
Ooh! It just
up.
beeped.
The-
Okay, but just
Beeping.
because it beeped doesn't mean we can open it yet. We gotta let it release a little
Okay.
bit, so we're just gonna keep talking.
All right.
Carlin said, Donna says, I'm ready. So get the Forks Over Knives magazine. Did you see my live stream yesterday about the Forks Over Knives magazine?
Oh my gosh.
And start cooking and eating the food.
Stuff
If
is
you're
great.
really ready and you need that kind of help, then get on the phone with me. Chat.goingveganforhealth.com. We'd love to have you in the group, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Awesome.
Carlin says, I really appreciate you guys making this video. I am on this way of eating by myself, and now I feel like I have support.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm here for. That's why I do this, so that you know that we're here, and we're just like you, and I'm the same as you. My daughter and son-in-law do, but they are in Charlotte, and I'm in Spring Hill, Florida. Yay!
Ooh.
I'm in Spring
That's
Hill.
where Naomi lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Your neighbors.
okay, so yours was the cooking. Tricia, what's the one most important piece of information you learned about adopting a whole food plant-based program?
Well, this is embarrassing, but it's really reading labels, and what I did not know
Yeah, was hurting
was
you.
hurting me.
And it was the oil, right?
Yeah. It's
lot
the
of
oil, and then it's the natural flavor.
Yeah.
The yeast extract, which sounds okay, it's not.
Hydrolyzed, autolyzed yeast extract.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go into that on that video, right?
Yeah.
So this is life-changing. You know these things, and then you never make those mistakes again. But the problem is, when you're doing it on your own, you just don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
Unless it just is not working for you. The scale is creeping up. The blood pressure is creeping up. You're not getting the results that you want. What's the one most surprising thing you learned about yourself since you started this journey? That might be the same as this.
That I like to cook.
That you love
and
cooking.
That I could have power over my weight.
That you can lose the weight.
I
And
can
it's
have-
easy and delicious.
I can have power over that too. I'm not like a victim of my weight going up.
Oh my God, what a feeling. And
Yes.
so I have the same feeling that I have some power over breast cancer recurrence, right? That's why I started this. I watched Forks Over Knives and I was like, oh my God, I can have some power over this. And I can't tell you how powerful it feels. I didn't even realize I was so heavy. I lost 40 pounds. And what a feeling of power to know that even after decades of you not being able to lose weight or feeling that shame and guilt or the Weight Watchers mentality of restriction, it can go away. It goes away.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
were you going to say?
Oh, for me, it's knowing that what I'm eating is good for me, and I don't have to think
Yeah.
twice about that. And I can eat until I'm full. On other diets,
Can never do
you're
that.
too concerned about weighing, measuring, counting, and couldn't do it.
Yep.
Donna says that's not embarrassing because I think many people don't know how to really read labels.
Thank you. I appreciate
Jean
that.
says, what do vegans do at Thanksgiving when everyone is eating all that turkey and foods with oil? So let me first say that when you join my weight loss program during this time of year, you get a lot of support for that, number one, because we'll make a plan. Number two, what I always like to say, and I did a big live stream on this last year and the year before, is what's your favorite meal that you like to cook? Bring it and share it. Mm-hmm. Call up the host and say, I'd love to bring something. I'm going to bring my velvety red lentil butternut squash soup. It will go so nicely with your table.
Yep.
May I bring that? And, bring it to share.
And yeah. You have that, and you can have salad or...
Oh my God, I have recipes on my website, which I'll be posting in the group. I have a Brussels sprout and quinoa, walnut, cranberry salad. I've got those butternut squash, potato boats, right, Deb? You made those, and you were like, oh my God, mind blown. So many things. So I hope that helps. There's tons to do about, what you're going to do over the holidays. Scarlett says, love that. Power over your weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will have power over it.
Yeah.
Right from the beginning, too. You don't have to wait.
It's fast.
It's like the first
week.
Yeah,
right.
First week. What's the one thought you had that prompted you to get a coach, to plunk down your money, to participate in this weight loss group? How did you get past that in your own mind? It's not cheap.
It was time. It was time for me to take my vegan lifestyle up a notch and finally get all of the results I wanted to get.
And that you knew you were going to get them.
And so I made the commitment. I just made the commitment for me.
Had you seen the success stories that I had posted in the group of other women?
Yeah, I had seen the success stories, and also my son and daughter-in-law, who are also vegan, had invited me to a lot of screenings. So I had seen What the Health. I had seen Cowspiracy.
So you knew,
that
it could work for you.
I had already been educating myself. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, it was not knowing what to do. The scale reached the number it's never reached before, and
You get scared.
I didn't know what I tried everything. I was really having negative self-talk, and I just decided that. And I was tuned into your Facebook page more because I'm really not on Facebook much, but I was tuned in, and your Naomi's videos. It's as if you were speaking directly to me. And so I listened, decided that I was worth it, and that my health and well-being is worth it.
Yeah.
And my husband is super supportive, so it was really me holding myself back.
Yeah. Putting yourself up there. And that's so because it's not cheap, it's really a commitment that you make to yourself. And I've learned that being cheap does not aid people having this kind of health turnaround. They expect evidence-based science. They expect total support. So what I've put together is a very, very complete program. And so we know, everybody in the group knows that we have that same level of commitment and that we're here for each other and that we are all on the same page about what kind of health results we want. So,
Naomi, just one compliment that I needed from Naomi. Naomi won't let me put my head in the sand, which is easy for me to do. So, it's
How do
very,
you know?
it's very not right, because Naomi's like, get your head out of the sand. But it's in a very loving way that you do that, and it's exactly what I need. So it's I say it's tough love.
Tough love.
What it looks like, since I get to watch you from the beginning, what it looks like when you have the transformation, it happens in your mind, your heart, and your body. So when I see this happen, it's just amazing. It's like butterflies coming out everywhere. It's truly amazing. Carlin says, when we're done here, I'm going to make the Forks Over Knives Harvest Vegetable Minestrone. You definitely should.
Yeah, it's good.
Deb says, did this control over your weight fall over to being in control over life occurrences? A feeling of, yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Changed my frame of mind up. Sorry, Patty.
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm like all over this one.
No, that's okay. Go right
completely,
ahead.
yeah, absolutely for me, knowing that I made the decision for me, and that I was taking control, it did change my outlook at work and just in life in general, that it's okay that I can and that I am in control. It's me making the choices. So it was super helpful for me.
Yeah.
Super true. Even though when I did it, I didn't know it was going to give me any control. I just kept it in my head. Okay, the science says eating animal protein turns cancer cells on, not eating it turns cancer cells off. So that must be a thing. I'm going to grab onto that, right? And remember, I was bald, I was terrified, I was scarred up on both sides, and I really grabbed onto that. And this way of eating has given me this feeling of control over almost everything in my life. I mean, I can't control what my kids do, but it's even let me know more about what I can control in myself that I didn't think I could before. So I can even decipher when I can't control things that are outside of myself. So it really does help you be a little more even-keeled about things, because when you're approaching life from a standpoint of, I can't control my weight, I can't control myself, I'm out of control, when you have that frame of mind going on, then you really can't, and you feel terrible. But when you can control this and you see it working, then you think, well, I can control myself. Right. And you're much calmer with the way that, if something comes up in your life, you just deal with it a little better.
Agreed.
Yeah,
is that true?
Yeah, that is true. You
Deb,
don't feel like a victim. You feel like you're more in control of
You don't feel like a victim anymore. Wow. Deb, you are asking really insightful questions. I know that this way of eating has really reached inside of you, and I know that you are doing great. David Menino is watching.
Ooh, hi, David.
Hey, Dave.
Wish you were here.
Yeah. All right, so let's put this. Watch out, we don't want this. So here's the part that everybody's afraid of. Don't be afraid. We're gonna open it up. We're getting ready to open it up. So
You need plant milk.
yeah, we need plant milk. Okay. So that is the sound of the pressure releasing from the Instant Pot.
Oh my gosh, you can smell it.
Smells good.
Woo, it smells awesome.
It smells really good. Where is it? Here we are. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that smells awesome.
I know, it really does.
I can smell the corn.
The corn.
Oh,
Woo! All right, so in order to make the cream, we're going to take a 1/4 cup of this garbanzo flour, and we're going to put it in a little bowl. And we're going to do an even amount of this here milk.
You got it? It's a new one. So
Yep, I got it. And you always want to cook with unsweetened, and you always want to buy unsweetened.
Yep.
And we don't want the vanilla flavoring because, right?
I learned that lesson.
Natural
flavor.
That's right. I won't say what it really means. What really makes vanilla sweetening that's
you
natural.
would not like it.
And you won't want to hear it when we're eating food. So always unsweetened, especially for cooking and for health. We don't need the extra sugar. So I'm going to take a little bowl and a little whisk, and we're going to whisk this up. And you can see here that it actually makes, look at this, it makes...
I know.
It makes a cream.
A cream,
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, it's creamy.
Yeah.
I also have love.
You see that? That makes a cream. You can see how it's a little bit thick.
That's fine.
Okay, let's see. Christine says that sense of control projects out into your everyday life as well. Yes, it does. And Christine was a member of the weight loss group a year ago, and she's still going strong on it, right, Christine? Linda says, I use a spoon handle to release it so I don't have to touch it. What a good tip.
Smart.
Jean says, "Uh-oh, I just bought sweetened with almond." Yeah, you learned something new, right? Look at this. It's even creamier now. Hey, where'd you go?
I apologize. I had to cough.
Look at that.
I want to put my
creamier.
finger in there, but I won't.
It's not tasty. Yeah,
Are
isn't
you
that
sure?
creamy? Yeah, look, you guys. You see how this gets really creamy? There we go. You see how that's thick? Okay, so as soon as this stops venting, all right, we're gonna talk about one more question while we wait for this to keep going. Where were we? Okay. What's the one thing you noticed about how the weight comes off and how your body responds to the whole food plant-based diet? How did it come off?
Eating a piece of bread.
Yep, we're chowing down on bread. We're hungry.
I know we're hungry. It started the very first week, and I think the first week I lost 2 pounds, but since then I've been consistently losing a pound a week.
And what I've learned is that it comes off from the top down.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Men with big necks and big heads, like, it just starts to slim down. If you have giant boobs,
who's that?
not Plant Power, Patty. If you have giant boobs, they will all of a sudden come back down into line, right? And then it comes off in your stomach and the reason why it comes off in these places first is because this is where all of your important organs are, and these cells are not meant to store fat. And so as your body regulates, it is purging fat from all the places where fat does not belong. And that's the reason for insulin resistance. When you have fat around the middle, it's those cells are not for storage of fat, and that's why insulin resistance happens. And so it comes off like that. How has it been for you? What have you noticed?
I was really surprised again at the initial weight loss the first week, and mine has been 1 pound here, 0.8. I went up 0.4, but then it balanced off the following week. So, but it's been easy. And the follow-up, what was the follow-up question? Because I was excited about the part 2 of that question.
How your body responds to a whole food plant-based diet.
So much more energy. I'm sleeping better at night. And I would get brain fog after lunch, like 2 o'clock-ish, where I was, and I don't get that anymore. I'm clear-minded, and I just love it. I feel so much better from the way I'm eating. That brain fog and that anxiety about what you're eating or what you're not eating, and the brain fog that comes from actually the sugar and the fat and the chemicals, that just lifts. And in this weight loss group, we have a health complaints checklist, and it has like 50 or more health complaints on it, one of which is brain fog, and another one which is Tums. And so that as these things dissipate, and you feel it, you write down the date, and you find out, well, that happened 3 days in, and that happened 7 days later, and that happened 3 weeks in, and and then you're able to see how much better you feel, and you don't realize how bad you felt before. Anything about how your body responds to the whole food plant-based diet?
Your digestion starts to work very efficiently.
Very well, like on day 2.
Yeah.
Real well. All right. What's the one thing we did so far during our program and our support group meetings, which is a big deal, is having the support group meetings, that by doing this, it made everything else easier?
I'll go.
Go.
So,
you have me scared, Brielle.
So I really appreciate.
Is it 3 o'clock?
But probably like 5 till.
Oh my God, we have to go in 2 minutes because it's 3 o'clock is when our meeting is. Okay, go. Oh, I have to show this. Go ahead, keep talking.
Oh, so I already forgot the question. Oh, the one thing.
The one thing that we did during our weight loss program and our support group meetings, that by doing this, it made everything easier.
I'm with people that understand me and what I'm trying to do, and they speak the same language, and it's nice to share the journey with like-minded people.
That is so true, and you feel that you can actually you can actually bare your soul because we all understand each other.
And before I thought it was just me. What am I doing wrong? I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And so
And now
I know it's not just me.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so here's our cream. We put it right in there like that.
Yum.
We can put more if we want. I just don't know. Would you please plug this
Yes,
in?
I will.
Here goes the immersion blender.
Mhm.
And okay, so do you guys see, where is the spoon? Do you guys see how this is a chunky looking stew here, right? This is very chunky. Now, some people like it like this, right? Not me. I like it super creamy, so watch what happens.
Yum.
Oh yeah. So now you can do this as much as you want. Like, let's say if Patty liked it like this and she still wants to have chunky potatoes and stuff and chunky corn, we can, or we can go a little bit more. Let's see. Christine says, oh yeah, I love it here in Wonderland. That means in the 100s, y'all.
Ooh.
Deborah says, thank you for the fun and the truth.
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going. All right, so let me take a taste, and then we got to get on for our meeting. I got to get on the Zoom because
We got carried away.
we have a new lady starting today who's Ava, and she's not on the live stream. And Sarah is waiting for us. She's from Jerusalem, and it's like 10 o'clock at night her time. Oh my God, that's delicious. Should we put some more salt in? I think it's pretty good. Go ahead, take a taste. You'll need more salt. Salty, you'll need more salt.
Guys, look at this. This is great.
It's amazing. So let me put a little more of this creamy stuff in.
Yeah, creamy stuff.
I'm so sorry about that. Okay. You see the cream in there? All right, so we'll.
That's the trick. That
There it
cream.
is right
Yeah,
there.
that's awesome.
Okay, we'll leave it like that.
Yes.
Okay. Now you could keep going with it, right?
That's right.
Whoops. I just didn't want
It's
to
like
leave it.
spraying all over.
All right. So, I would love to sit here and chow down with you guys. Come, Patty, say goodbye. We would so
everybody.
much love to show you how we chow down with this.
But look, you have to see how good this looks. Look at this.
Look at that.
And it smells incredible.
It smells incredible.
Yeah.
And I would just dip my bread right in that.
Yeah. Go right
Oh my
ahead.
God.
Go right ahead.
Go right ahead.
Go right ahead. I'm not going to put that in my mouth.
Oh my God. You see how that sticks right on there? Oh my God. That is
Really good.
amazing. Very, very hot, Patty. Be careful. So, so we've got to go. We love you all.
It's been fun.
If
Oh, yeah,
you
guys,
want
thanks.
this kind of a health turnaround, this kind of weight loss for yourself, go to chat.goingveganforhealth.com and let's have a heart-to-heart conversation about it. Let's be real. See you next time, ladies. See
Bye,
everybody in
guys.
the group.
Bye. This was great.
Bye.